right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, the band is ready to go, but they weren't ready. So where were they? Where's the band? I know, because I got a text while I was... Oh, we'll go with that one. Gee whiz. Giants. All right, everybody, welcome on in. NorCal Sports Network. Looks like it might be a rough day in the Bay Area for sports. We've got Giants baseball and Warriors basketball coming up. Could be a double dipper again. Frustrating loss, to say the least, today, Lou. Giants lose it 8-7. Lots of blame to go around, and I'm sure we're going to hear from Salty, Mr. Salty today on one JH, and I'm not putting an L on the end of that. I'm putting just JH, those initials. Not Lee, someone else named with JH. So before we get into it, let us thank our sponsor of the show, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed all of California. Give Chapman Law Group a call at 415-613-9483. Chapman Law Group, 415-613-9483. Chapman Law Group. If you've got a personal injury situation and you need help, make sure you call Chapman Law Group, because if you don't, you're leaving thousands and thousands of dollars on the table. It's just like, leaving the bases loaded without having a good hitter. You sent up Yaz, who just kept swinging for the fences. All you need to do is put the bat on the ball, Yaz. Fastballs right down the middle. Anyway, Chapman Law Group, they won't swing and miss if you give them a call. 415-613-9483. All right, thanks, everybody. And Lou, frustrating loss, 8-7. They get behind by quite a bit because of Jordan Hicks. I don't even want to call him Jordan Hicks. I want to call him Jordan Hit Me Hicks. Jordan Hit Me Hicks. Why is the guy starting? I don't understand it. It's frustrating me beyond measure. I've said it for 2 years now. He shouldn't be starting. Why do we have this guy in the starting rotation? All of us complained, except guys like, I get on Alex because Alex says, oh, well, Jordan Hicks earned it in the spring. He was the best starting pitcher. What are all these people that say he should be in the bullpen? Well, how about now, Alex? Would you agree that the guy sucks as a starting pitcher? He just absolutely sucks. And he belongs in the bullpen where he can throw. Hicks throws 97 on his sinker, and it doesn't sink. That's what the announcers were saying on the Arizona broadcast. He used to throw it less speed and it had more sink. Now he throws, but if you throw it at 102, it's harder to hit than it is 97 with no sink. So put him in the bullpen, please. Okay, go ahead, Lou. I've had enough.
All right. One of the things, he reminds me of Buddy Hield a little bit. When Buddy Hield misses the first three, bench his ass. There's no reason today why he came out for the third. He'd already given up 5 hits. He'd already given up 3 runs. And if you remember, it could have been a lot worse because they had the bases loaded and there was a shot to first and they got the double play. He had no control. You knew they were hitting him. There was, and then hear what he does. And this is what pissed me off about Melvin. I know he did this about a month ago, Dan, when you complained. You have tomorrow off, so you can use the whole bullpen. It's not like you got another game tomorrow. Use the whole bullpen. Okay, so what do? You let him go down now 3-0, and then you bring the kid in who's been solid. But, it's sort of hard with the base. You have 2 runners on. He didn't really have much time to warm up because, again, I think there was a lack of talking, saying, "Oh, Hicks can get out of it." And then what happens? Birdsong throws I think it was an 0-2 pitch or a 1-2 pitch, and it's launched. Okay. So right there, he blew it, bringing him out because that cost 2 runs. And if you look at it, we lost by 1. And all of a sudden, what really pissed me off is the Giants got back into the game. It's the same thing when they do it like around the 5th inning where they go, "Oh, we got to keep the pitcher in to make sure he can get the win." Who cares? Get the W. It's early enough in the season where you need the thing. And again, what's worse, it's against somebody in our division. So it's a 2-game swing, So you had a chance. It was 3-2 to put somebody else in, instead he waited way too long to put Birdsong in. Birdsong gave up the homer. It's going to happen. Now, all of a sudden, it's 6-2. I give a little credit to the Giants going back. But you know what? Melvin, you're a manager. You got to know the whole circumstance. The other thing that really pissed me off about Melvin is Koss, who's the best hitter, I thought really got hurt. But you know what? You got to go out there and you got to bitch, you got to complain, and you got to do whatever's best for the team. You saw Arizona's guy, even though he was up 2 runs, he got thrown out for a reason, right? To make sure he gets the calls. He wanted to make sure the guy didn't go to third. Melvin, get your head out of your ass, and you got to argue. Look what the rules are. I still don't even know if they even did it right. Because if it's players' interference, he has to go to third. And
he was going to third. He was trying.
So why didn't they give him you got to make sure you know the rules. And if you get thrown out, you got to get thrown out for a reason. All they're doing is pointing. So, I didn't really like Melvin's game today. I didn't like the way he worked the pitchers. And then last but not least, an embarrassment. We bring up 2 guys that haven't hit all year, and that's the best we got. 2 guys. We got Bailey, who right now can't hit his weight, and then we bring up Lamont. And again, he walked, that's fine, but we scored on a walk. Okay. It wasn't like it was a hit or a sacrifice fly. So,
what did Bailey end up doing? Bailey walked.
Yeah, he walked.
Bailey walked, and then Wade walked, our 2 worst hitters. But Yaz, who's hitting 279,
right over,
he's just taking, meatballs right down the plate, right down the middle. And instead of shortening his swing and just trying to make some contact, he looked for the fences to try and end it.
Yep, he does that. So, overall, I thought it was a bad game. 30,000 going. And you know what? I'm pretty excited. I'm going Friday night, and I can't wait to bitch and complain. Because the other thing, until the 9th inning, I thought Chapman was horrible. He struck out, didn't care. He's got to learn how to hit in the clutch. His mind right now isn't on winning. On defense, he's great. But on offense, his mind's all over the place. He's happy. He's got a 6-year contract. I'm going to mark my word, and I haven't been this negative in a while. Chapman's contract for 6 years will be worse than Zito's. Zito at least gave us a championship. Chapman will never give us a championship because his offense is pathetic. To you, Dan.
Yeah, there we go. Well said. I've said Chapman's offense is pathetic for, I was saying this all previous offseason going into the 24 season. And everybody, was like, oh, they're going to sign Chapman. They're going to sign Chapman. I'm like, please don't sign Chapman. He's excellent third baseman, but he's just the streakiest hitter, and he's not a productive hitter. And I'm just like, don't sign Chapman, please. And of course, they signed Chapman, and I'm thinking, oh, great, he's going to opt out. Great. Beautiful. We only got him for 1 year. What do? They go sign him to a 6-year deal at age 32. 32. That's crazy. And he's got a no trade clause. Let me show you some interesting numbers that we'll look at.
And Dan, you really got to blame Buster, because Buster's the one, if you guys all remember, said no trade clause. He made the deal happen. So if we're going to praise Buster for picking somebody up like Adames and the pitching, you also got to be a little negative because he was the main force on doing it. And I'm getting a little sick and tired of us saying it's all about defense when you can't hit. And it's not that Chapman, he came through in the 9th. We're talking about in clutch times. He strikes out way too much, and he can't hit in the clutch. There's a big difference between getting a single when you're down 2 runs in the 9th. We're talking about, like, if he would have been up with the bases loaded with a chance to win it, I would have had no faith. I knew the game was over, and that's what I mean.
Who do you think is a hold on, just before I double down on this. Matt Chapman is 32, just turned 32 April 28th, so a couple weeks ago. Let me just get my facts together here before I start to look at this. Okay. All right. So what's the first thing that generally goes when a hitter?
Bat speed.
Bat speed. Right. Okay. So who do you think? Let me just pull this up for you guys here. By the way, love Ibrahim's comment. Can we crowdfund to have Chapman Law Group review Hicks' contract to make sure there isn't a must-start clause? And if so, find out why. Yes. All right. So let me, Chapman only hits 240 or 210. This is one of those 210 seasons. Yeah, he does. In fact, I'm just going to pull up something for you guys right now, and I'm going to share something with you. Okay, here is Matt Chapman, age 32. Okay, where's his age right there? Where'd it go? Why am I saw it. Okay, there it is, 32. April 28th, 1993. All right, so let's just take a look at Matt Chapman, and we look at his career. We see his batting average here. This will rank it from top to bottom, his best year, 278, 8 in 2018, and then 2019, 249, 2024, last year, 247, 240, 234, 232, 229, 213, 210. Okay, right now he's at 213. That's this year, age 32. All right, let's take a look at so what I'm getting at here is, who do you think was a better, statistically better hitter, Matt Chapman or Evan Longoria?
Oh, not even close.
Here's Chapman's numbers at the bottom left there. Okay, so he's got 190 home runs, 528 RBIs, 3863 at bats. Now, let's compare that to
the recent retired Evan Longoria.
Yeah. Okay, what I want you to look at is when Longoria's production, what happened when he turned 32. Okay, here's his 32 season, first year with the Giants. He had 16 homers, never had more than 20 with the Giants after that. But prior to, he had 32, 22, 21, 31, 33. Okay. Batting average, you see he hit with San Francisco his first year, 244 at age 32, then 254, 254. Didn't get a lot of at bats later on because he started to go downhill a little bit in 21, 22 with injury, 261, 244. But look at his lifetime home runs is 342 to 190. So he's got 152 homers more than Chapman. And his batting average career is 264 to Chapman's Chapman's career batting average is 240. Okay. So what do you think is going to happen as Chapman turns 33 and 34 and 35 the next 3 years? That production is not going to get better. He is not going to get better. His bat speed's going to slow down. And I think right now, at age 32, you're going to see some regression, and it's going to continue with Chapman. He'll have his streaks and moments where he gets hot and he looks like one of the better hitters in baseball for a week or two, right? Maybe he'll have a hot month, right? But overall, this is Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman right now, guys, is on the season batting .219, and that was with 2 hits today. Rose his average from .213 to .219. So you got a problem there. You got a problem at catcher. You got a problem at first base. A journeyman's second baseman cost looks like a guy that's one of your better players right now.
Like Fitzgerald last year. It's not going to last, but he's having a good streak.
Yeah. Ramos is doing some good things with the bat. He's up to 288. He was 2 for 4 again today, 3 more RBIs, 288. Jung-Hoo Lee is hitting 286. Wilmer Flores, 255. And Yaz, 279. So you have 4 guys over 250, between 255 and 288. And the rest are either Adames 225, Chapman 219, and then you got Wade 157 and Bailey 179. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys over 250, and the rest of the lineup is low 200s or below 200. I mean,
sounds like last year to me.
I don't know how they got 7 runs.
Yeah. And then Dan, the one thing about Chapman, and then I'll get off him. These are his home stats. And as we know, it's a little bit tougher at Oracle. He's had 19 home games, 69 at-bats, 9 runs, 10 hits, 3 doubles, 4 homers, 11 RBIs, 21 strikeouts.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah. And what's Chapman going to look like in 3 years? He's going to lose a step. Yeah.
He should have got an error today. They gave the guy a hit. He blew the game early in the first. Was it the first or was it the second? He should have been given an error.
If
they didn't
that
give
was
him an error.
You know what? Let me pull this up because that was interesting. Just because it was a tough, he had time to set himself.
That was an error.
Throw.
That's twice at home. He hasn't been given an error. So you should give him 2 more errors. Everyone loves his defense. This is one of his worst years I've ever seen. He should have been given another error today. How was that not an error? If it was on the road, it would have been an error.
He threw it over. Okay, here's the that was in the top of the first.
Yep.
And the inning went like no, that was the big inning. That was the second inning where Suarez reached on an infield single to third, and it was Suarez. He was slow foot. That should have been the first out. Smith doubled the left. Suarez went to third, and Perdomo singled to right. So it should have been really 1 run that should have been an out. So you should have that's a run that really cost the Giants right there. The team is just
and Dan, you could see he didn't have it. You could see Hicks was getting rocked.
Yeah, we were talking.
See it. Yeah. Everybody could see it. How do you not say, okay, get somebody up? He just doesn't have it. It's like if it's a playoff game, he would have been out literally instantly. That was the one thing I really admired is, you get a good manager. They know if they don't have it. Okay. I mean, it's pretty easy, so, Bochy would have had somebody up in the first and the second, because you could see, everyone could see, all 30,000 at the game, people on TV, people like us could see Hicks did not have it. And, as you pointed out, the ball was coming straight. You got to remember, these are the pros. So if you're going to throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, you throw the same ball twice, they're going to hit the second one. They just need time to get used to it, and boom.
This is why you put him in the bullpen, where he can just concentrate on 2 or 3 pitches instead of trying to mix up guys and go, well, I think the first time through I won't show this to the first time through the order. The second time I'll show him something different. And look, the guys are just he's just meat, he's not. If they run him out there again for the next start, look, you give Birdsong notice, hey, look, you're starting in 5 days. He has time to prepare. Hicks, you're going to the bullpen. No questions asked. Jordan, you're going to the bullpen, and you're going to be, a setup guy.
You go Birdsong, and if he has problems, you bring in Harrison, or they both go.
Or you got Wisenhunt down on the farm too that can pitch. So it's just got to change. It's got to change. And I you know what? If I'm going to struggle, I want to struggle with my young guys. I don't want to struggle with veterans that don't belong in the starting rotation. Because you know what? He's not a starter. What is his ERA? It's got to be like 6 something now. His ERA, I'll give it to you in just a moment, guys. Jordan Hicks' ERA has now shot up to 6.5, 6.55. Come on.
That's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing, exactly. 6.55. Matthew says Hicks needs to go back to the bullpen. You think? We've only been saying this here since the beginning when they signed him. Like I said right away, Eric and I, a year ago when the 24 season started, we said, not going to work, not going to work. Like
he proved it didn't work last year. He ran out of gas.
And then he had shoulder problems. Yeah, Ibrahim says, I'd shop Hicks for a rental first baseman or catcher. His contract is manageable, and I'm sure some sucker still sees potential.
I think maybe. It was, 4 years, like $41 million or something, $10 million a year.
Yeah. Matthew, what did he say? Hicks needs to go. He's a mediocre starter, but he could be a dominant closer. He was good in the pen because he could pitch 105. He can't throw that hard as a starter. Yep. Rinse and repeat, Matthew. We've been saying that all along. Yeah. Rinse, repeat. We can't believe, I don't know what it's going to take to get through the Giants management's heads that this kid is not a starter. And look, he's diabetic, and I understand that. I would think he'd be better in the bullpen for short stints if you're a diabetic, instead of having to go, really. I mean, you think about it, to pitch 5 innings as a diabetic, that's a lot of exertion and energy that you got to use. You got to conserve your energy to be able to go 5. I mean, the guy threw 105 with St. Louis. I don't get it. I don't get it. What teams that sign these guys, I don't know, Lou, it's the contract. And they say, well, we're paying them starter, $11 million a year, 44 for 4 years. We've just got to let this thing play itself out. Or
I think you froze a little bit, Dan.
Oh, I did. Whoa.
Yeah. I think one of the things too is, you remember, we saved money getting rid of the twin brother, where we saved $6 million. So the contract's not big. My concern is, the next 7 series, and Hicks is probably going to pitch 4 of them, is going against teams that have really good offenses. So that's a big problem. I'm just looking who Hicks next is going to pitch against Kansas City. Those guys can hit. Then he'll probably go at Detroit. They can hit. Then they go home for San Diego. They can hit. And then, of course, the Braves. So, if Hicks has got anything, is, we got to make a move now, because he's going against teams like Arizona's known. People forget last year, the Arizona Diamondbacks were number 1 in the league in runs scored. So, it was going to be a difficult series. And you got to remember last night, tell you the truth, Lee got the big hit, but, we were down. The Giants were lucky they didn't get swept. We're wasting great pitching performances. And if we have the depth, we don't need to keep pitching Hicks. It makes no sense. And, I see our buddy Robert's not on because the Giants lost. And, as he always says, we have the greatest pitching. Robert, when you have a big flaw, it's like how we keep talking about Webb not being an ace. Hicks is like an anchor.
I'm going to sign out, Lou.
Yeah, no problem. And we'll get you back. So no problem. So basically how Robert always says, Webb is an ace and you get a win. With Hicks, he's like an anchor. He brings the whole pitching staff down. And, we can't have that. I mean, it was so hard to watch that. I mean, everybody in America could see he didn't have it. And what do? We let him in way too long. Just frustrating, guys. Really frustrating loss today. And just overall, I just don't like the vibe. I mean, really, when you look at it, we have two guys in our offense. Well, I'll give three with Ramos. But, everyone's on the Lee, which is great. At least we have something to share about. And costs. Nobody else is really showing up. Yeah, Robert likes his acid. Anthony, I don't know what it is. When the Giants lose, Robert Rothberg is nowhere to be found, because, he always has this thing, but it's bad, And the thing is, it's not like it just happened overnight. We all know there's a problem. We know there's problems with the offense. And, Buster has to make a move because you know what? With our offense and the teams we're playing, we don't play Colorado for 8 series. We're going to be a 500 team and probably below 500. I mean, you guys saw what the A's did last night against the Dodgers. That's our next opponent. We have Webb, but the A's are going to be tough too. It's really, I mean, and then we got Kansas City, who has better pitching than us and better hitting. It's going to be Rothberg is more accountable than Giovanni for sure. Yeah, it's just, it's just very frustrating. Oh, hey, Robert, welcome. Yeah, there you are, Robert. The Giants will be contending all year. Robert, I guess you haven't been watching the Giants, the last 6 games. They can't hit, Robert. They can't hit. And your buddy Hicks, he can't pitch. You got major flaws with the Giants. The other thing today, and nobody's talking about, is Walker again had a rough inning. It's sort of funny. Walker walked another guy on 4 straight pitches. Then he got lucky when the guy tried to steal. He almost had another disaster 9th inning. We have problems sort of like all over the place. So it's one of those things. Welcome back, Dan. We missed you.
Thank you. And
you're underachieving. You just said we're a playoff team, Robert. Their offense achieving. I mean, have you been watching the Giants? Do you watch the Giants every game, Robert? They started 8-1. I don't know. You keep thinking their offense hasn't been here all year. If you take away the first 10 games, where's the offense been? Go ahead, Dan.
Oh no, you keep going, man. It's you're nailing it.
It's just basic.
Yep. Hold on here. Let's see.
And Dan, while you were off, I was just saying, the next 7 series are teams that can hit. So, we're going to have 4 more starts of Hicks basically getting bombarded. You can't have that. He's like an anchor. You get 4 great starts, and he comes and he pulls it down. And it screws up everything with the pitching.
Yeah, it sure does. Yep. It sure does. Let's see. I'm going to go to the comments here. And are you saying the Giants have no offense at all? Robert says up here that, oh, come on. Doggone computers just doing all. Robert says, Lou, Robert's got a lot of comments in here. I just saw it in here. Where did it go? Here it is. Lou, the Giants will be contending all year. That comment put up by Robert. We have a new name for you, Robert, because you've been saying this for 3 whole years. So since this show started, you are no longer just Robert Rothberg. You are now Robert Who Cried Wolf Rothberg. That's your new name, Robert. We're going to leave that up there for a while. Have a little fun with that. I love you, Robert, and I think they may contend, but they've got to do something with the some of these productivity guys in the lineup. I mean, you can't continue to ride it out there all along, and you can't keep throwing mediocre. He loves that nickname. All right, there he goes. Thanks.
WCW, the new WCW is back.
Yes, we'll put that up there for Robert. There we go. Robert Who Cried Wolf Rothberg. Robert, you know what I would do? If I were you, I would start calling the Giants, do something reverse psychology. Just start calling them bums, saying they suck. Giants are going nowhere. And you'll be, and if they win, you'll keep your streak alive of being 100% correct. You'll be wrong again. If you say they suck. But if you say
reverse.
You've got to do it reverse, Robert. He says he can't do that. Never. Robert, doesn't have to be in your heart. You could just mean it. You just, come on. We all do it in sports, man. We all play little superstitious things. Yeah, I think you need to do that. Give it a try. All right, Robert. Let me take that down from there. One thing you guys can do in the chat as we got a lot of people in the chat looking, hey, give us a like and subscribe. Help the channel get out to more people. We do appreciate it. We're closing in on 5,000 subs. We've been stuck for a while in the Are you both saying you're biased? No, you're not biased at all, Robert. Just maybe just a little bit. Yeah, just a little. Hey, Buster, what's up? Buster, it's 20 minutes before dinner time, and you're ready to roll, aren't you? You're going to have to speak and let everybody know
He knows.
You want dinner. Tell everybody you want dinner. Tell everybody you want dinner. Come on. Hey, get over. Sit. Tell everybody you want dinner. Come on.
Where's my treats?
Come on. Speak. You hungry? Come on. You hungry? You hungry? Huh? You hungry? Tell everybody you're hungry. Yeah, tell them you're hungry. Tell them you're hungry. Tell them you're hungry. You just pulled out my earplug. Just pulled out my earplug right out of my ears.
He's hungry.
Come on. Tell everybody you're hungry.
Dogs are amazing. They know what time they get fed.
You moved over here. You tell them. You tell them. Go tell mama. Go tell mama. She'll feed you. I'm on a live stream right now, dude. You're gonna have to go tell mama. Go get mama. She'll feed you. Okay. All right.
And Dan, you know what? Two things. One is, where would we be without Lee and Koss actually hitting?
Yeah, think about that. Think about and Ramos.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. You're getting production from a guy who's like a journeyman. How old is Koss? Like 27? First time he's made it to the majors?
Yeah.
Buster, it's not 5:00. We got 20 minutes, okay, bud? You'll get fed. I promise. I promise you'll get fed. He's just gonna sit right next to me and put his head right on my thigh there. Hey, you're a good boy. Hey, you're a good boy. How's your teeth? Ooh, your teeth look good. Buster's 8. These teeth are really good. He's never been to the Okay.
You were talking about Koss.
Yeah. It's like he's like, who's he remind me of? What was that guy we had before? He played third base a little bit, the lefty.
Oh, the lefty and the speed. I'm trying to think.
He was just a journeyman lefty too.
Yeah.
Played some third base, played some other infield positions, hit a home run in the playoffs, or that wild card play-in game against the Mets a few years back in 16, I think it was. Drawing a blank. Gillespie, thank you, Ibrahim. Yeah,
good call.
he's kind of
Connor.
he's just another Gillespie type guy, right? I mean, the Giants seem to.
And Dan, this offense reminds me of the torture years. You had good pitching, you were in the games, but you had no sticks. There's nobody on this team that is scary. There's nobody that can come up and get the big clutch hit. When you looked at Arizona, they have 5 or 6 boppers. We probably have 2. And you know what? It's only one quarter of the season. If we keep going, guys, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Because some of these guys that are batting, like Wade, who's batting 157, okay, he might go up to 180. But we don't really have any of these guys except really Lee and Ramos that we know are going to be 260, 270, 280. Everyone else, we know Yaz is going to go through his streak where it's going to get worse, even though he's going to be good. We know Chapman is going to be the usual 240. Adames, we're just not sure about him right now. He's, a new team, everything okay. Huff, the same thing. Bailey's not the same. They got to do something. And, it's gotten to the point now where I don't want them to wait. If they wait 2 months, it's going to be too late. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, Baltimore, again, lost 2 more today because they have no pitching. Get on that damn horn and do something. Give us, I don't even care. Give us a new, fresh look. Because what we have right now, by the time we play Colorado, guys, we might be 10 games under because we're going against teams that hit and have just as good as pitching. We need hits.
We'll see how this thing goes. But, the Giants have lost 5 of 6 right now. Since they went to a season high of 10 games over 500, they have now lost 5 of 6, and they're sitting at 25-19, 6 games over. Still not bad. I mean, you'll take it based on if you said prior to the season starting, they're still in third place, but Arizona is now only 2 games behind the Giants. Okay. And, fourth place is I went on a stab this year and said they're going to finish in third, which was more of an optimistic because I really thought in the off season they were destined for fourth. But I got in the spring training and I watched them and I says, I think they can do third, but they really are the fourth. They are the 4th best team on paper in this division.
Sure.
In this division, if you just looked at it from a standpoint of, on paper and what people have, you got to say, hey, this is a 4th place team. And it's probably, I've got them at 86. I'm trying to be optimistic because I'm trying to enjoy this year but it's probably closer to an 82 win team is my guess. Logically, when I look at it, they're really in that lower 80s bracket, but I'm banking on them playing over their heads because of the Buster factor, that the organization is more stable and that he's going to do certain things to make the organization click. He's going to be communicating with players. There's an expectation of fundamental baseball, those types of things. But what the hot start did for them is it allowed them to stay in this thing.
Yeah. Or false hopes
for longer. I mean, let's take a look at let's just show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. All right. Because
by the way, Dan, if Atlanta wins tonight, there'll be a game over 500. Remember, they started 0-9 And they have a guy who took his first real swings, AAA.
Yeah, hit a home run, and
Yep.
Ronald Acuna.
And you got to remember, guys, he was the MVP of the league. So it's
2
like
years
the
ago.
Atlanta Braves now making a big move is like they just made a major trade where they're picking up a stud. That's what I mean, where the Giants can't
and
go.
they've also got Spencer Strider that's going to be making his comeback.
Yep.
So they're fine.
Yeah.
Here's the wild card standings, guys, but what I'm talking about. All right. So you got the Padres on top, and then Phillies, and then Giants. But take a look. You're 2 games over the D-backs. You're 1.5 over St. Louis. I don't see St. Louis hanging in there all year. The Braves are coming up. The Brewers and the Reds are nothing special. They're going to be in this race for the wild card. The fact that they're 25-19, I mean, there's going to be teams that are at 520 games from now that are still in the wild card race. Okay. So after 60 plus games, the Giants, even if after the first half ends at 81 games and they're sitting at, let's say the Giants are sitting at 41-40 after 81 games. All right. Directly smack right in the middle of the season, 81 games, they're 41-40. They're going to be within striking distance of a wild card. That's just mathematical the way it's going to work. So this team is going to need to do some moves if they want to put some distance. Ideally, when you get to 81 games, you want to be 45-30,
about 10 games over,
something like that, or 46-35. 46-35. So for the Giants to do that, for the Giants to go 46-35, they'd have to go 21-16. Okay? That's doable. 21-16. Now you get to the halfway point and you're 11 over, you're in pretty good shape for a playoff run. So Aaron says this was a 2 to 3 year project. I agree. The Giants are actually playing above themselves right now. Buster's trying to walk the line of building a culture and trying to be competitive this year. Yeah, they're trying to do a competitive, hang in there and hope that maybe they can make a move or something along that nature. But they don't have, let's just do this. Let's do an exercise, Lou. Let's take the division winners or leaders. All right, let's take a look. In all of baseball, Yankees, give me your star. You got Aaron Judge, who's a superstar, and you've got star players around you in who is their stars now? I mean, Jazz Chisholm, he's not really a star. He's above average player. If we did our 1 through 5 rankings, 5 being a superstar, 4 being an all-star, 3 being kind of average, 2 below average. I mean,
you probably got a couple of 3s.
You got Jazz Chisholm that's probably like a 3.3, 3.4 in that range, right?
Yeah.
Who else is on that team? Paul Goldschmidt was an MVP a few years back, but he's probably like a 3.4, 3.5. He's above average. I can't think of anybody else they've got in that lineup right now, top of my head.
Just probably Trent. Trent's a stud.
Now you go to Boston, you got Devers. He's up there above a 4.
And they want him to play first. He doesn't want to play first. They got problems.
You got a 4 in Bregman.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You've got who else? What do they got on there? They've got a couple of youngsters that are pretty good. Oh, Duran. Duran's like about a 4. So they got some 4s. Okay. Toronto, they've got,
Vlad.
a 4+ in Vladdy.
Yeah.
They have, gosh, why my roster, my mind and my roster's not working together. Help me out here. Who don't they have
that junior guy, Cameron Nino or something? He's pretty good for them.
They got Bichette. Bichette's
Springer.
Springer's a 3+ right now. He's 3.5. Bichette's probably like a 3.4, maybe 3.5. He's not an all-star, but he's better than average. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Now, if we look at Tampa Bay, they don't have anybody really, right?
No, they're so young. I don't even know most of
and
those
the
guys.
Orioles, I don't know what's going on with the Orioles. They don't really have any. There's no 5s. They've got potential all over the field, but maybe who's their big gun? Adley Rutschman. He's like a high 3.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to the Tigers. They don't have anything spectacular.
Except
they got
Skubal, more pitching.
Skubal. He's a 4+. He's a 4+. Yeah. You got Riley Green. He's a 3+.
Yeah, and that Torkelson guy is pretty good. Spencer
Torkelson. Yeah, he's probably a little over a 3. He's coming around.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got, Jose Ramirez, who's close to a 5. He's a
and
star.
Don't forget Detroit. It's hard to believe Detroit has the best record in baseball. I mean, come on.
28-15. They do by a half game over LA. Yeah. So you got and they're tied with the Mets, 28-15. So I'm just going down here looking. Kansas City's got Bobby Witt. He's going to be at the top. He's going to be a 5. Yep. Minnesota doesn't have any stars. I don't even think they have any 4s that I can think of.
No.
The White Sox, their best player is Luis Robert, who looks like a little over a 3. Potential, he's got 4+ potential. Seattle's got a few guys, Rodriguez, it could be a 4. The A's are getting some guys that are being really. This kid Wilson, Jacob
Wilson, and they're athletic. Yeah. The A's, they're young and athletic. Something that
the Athletics are athletic. How's that?
Yeah.
The Athletics are athletic. Yeah. Houston's got Yordan Alvarez, who's down this year. Rangers got Seager, who's hurt again. Angels got nobody. The Mets, they've got Soto and Lindor and Alonso. The Phillies, they got Schwarber, Harper, and Turner. The Braves got Acuna and Olsen and Riley, and the center fielder, Michael, drawing a blank all of a sudden.
Alvarez, it's pretty good for them too.
Miami's got nobody. Cubs, they've got Tucker.
Stud.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess Giants, what the point I'm getting to in all this is the Giants have what? Logan Webb is a 4, and that's
and then maybe Lee's maybe a 3.5.
Yeah, Lee's like a 3.5. He's working his way up to a 4.
3.5, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, Ramos is probably a little over a 3.5.
Yeah.
And that's the rest of the squad is like 2.5 or less. 2s. They're just, they're not
all of Farhan's crumbs that are still with us.
You want to do a trade machine for Devers. I want to see what his real value is and what we might have to give up. Okay, we'll do that, George.
We haven't pulled that out in a while.
I did it on a video the other day, or I looked it up and I put it out on Twitter. I said, how about trading Bailey? I was saying Hicks, but Baltimore probably doesn't want him now. Bailey and Hicks and someone like Verlander, because I want to keep my young guys, but if I have to, I'll trade Roop. Give me a catcher like Adley Rutschman. All right, trade values. We will pull up the trade value machine. Here we
Go.
Here we go. All right, there we go. Baseball trade values, trade simulator. We're going to pick two teams. We're going to pick
the Boston Red
We're going to
Sox.
pick the Gigantes. And come on, scroll down. Get this out of here. Get out of here. I hate pop-up ads. Come on. There we go. Red Sox. All right. So let's check the Red Sox values here. Christian Campbell, the highest ranked. Roman Anthony. Look at these two rookies. Campbell and Anthony. Anthony's hadn't even come up yet. All right. Bregman. Ooh. Whoa. Did his value drop that much because of his contract? Where is Rafael Devers? Why am I not seeing him on here? Is he signed a big contract, by the way, guys? I'm not looking at the chat, so because I'm looking on this page right now. I'm looking for.
I think it's pretty steep from what if I remember.
Well, where the heck is Devers? I must have missed him. He can't be this low. I must have missed him on page 1. I'm going to go back to page 1. He can't be in the negatives. Devers. He's not on page 1. He wasn't on page 2, so let's go to page 3. Come on. What's going on? Why am I not finding Devers? You know what?
He didn't get hurt, did he? No.
Let's just put in third base and see if we can find him. Levels. Majors. Maybe he's at a DH. That's what he is now, isn't he? Well, where the heck's... Why is Devers not showing up?
Yeah, I see him as a DH on the Boston Red Sox site.
I'm not finding Rafael Devers. My eyes must be going... Oh, whoa. Look at these guys. Here we go. Look at... Oh, my gosh. Look at his value. There he is. You guys see it?
Is that him on the very... Is that him on the very bottom?
Look at it. Minus 65. Story's a minus 55. So he's minus. That means... I don't know how you do a trade value like that. I mean, the Giants could give up. Well, look at Adames' surplus. I bet you Chapman's got a bad. I bet Chapman's worth nothing. Look at this. Here's the Giants' best surpluses. Matt Chapman is still worth 7.8. Wow. But Adames is negative. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what it would take to trade for Rafael Devers. George all day, bro. Picked him up. He's got who's he got? The fans are who does Aranda is batting 339. He bats lefty too. He can play first base. Yeah. Los picked him up. Yeah. Devers has a big deal. He's like negative 61. Wow. So I'm not sure. I've never really put together. I don't know if you have to give up a whole lot. So I think the Giants could give up, something that's in their farm system, get Devers. The Giants can afford to pay the contract. But how Let's see what Devers is doing. Rafael Devers.
Robert, you say the same thing every show since they're 8-1. How many teams would like to have the Giants record? You say the same thing. You got to come up with a new line.
All right. So Devers on the year is hitting 274. He's a career 279 hitter. The last few years, Devers is hitting the 270. I always thought Devers was a 300-plus hitter. He's not. Wow. 24, he hit 272. 23, he hit 271. 22, 295. 21, 279. Hit 311 in 19. Wow. He's not as rated as high as I thought, but I always thought he was a big-time 300 hitter.
And then everyone keeps talking about Olsen. Maybe Olsen isn't the same player. I don't want to get another old A's just because Melvin is the manager. Maybe Olsen just, he had those 2 big years, signed the contract, and now, maybe he's on his way down.
He had a huge year 2 years ago where he hit 50 homers.
Yep.
And that's a wise statement. I bet everyone below the Giants in the standings would like to have the Giants record, and every team above would prefer to keep their record. Yeah, that's I would think that would be an accurate statement. Are the Giants going to hit 500? I don't know. Their upcoming schedule is they've got the A's this weekend for 3.
Yep.
And then, oops. Oh, we got the phone ringing? Okay, I'm turning these ads. I think they got the A's in Kansas City.
It's going to be tough.
And Kansas City's playing well right now, and the A's are too.
I think 11-2, yep.
Then you go on another long road trip, another 10-gamer or 9-gamer at Washington, Detroit, and Miami. Tough. Always have a hard time in Washington and Miami, it seems like. And Detroit's one of the best, is tied for the best record in baseball right now. Then they come home and they got San Diego for 4 and Atlanta for 3.
Wow.
I mean, we went through this gauntlet in April and we thought there was no way they would be over 500, and they proved us wrong. So I think there's going to have to be changes made to the pitching staff. And I think, do you think with the addition of Fitzgerald coming back maybe as early as Friday and Casey Schmidt, that is going to get the Giants back on tracks? That would send Wisely and VR down. Hey, give it up for VR today with a great play at first base, making the diving catch, saved
double play, saved
2 runs, maybe
runs.
maybe 3. Yeah. That ball was going into the corner. Whose audio? Don Dino says your audio is effed up. Tuning out by is my audio bad?
Until you said something, I didn't even know it was bad.
I don't know. Is any of our audios bad, guys, or is it the count telling us our audio's bad? Let us know. Maybe adjust it or something. I don't know, because I can only hear myself, not from my mic. I can't hear what's coming through. Audio is fine for me, says Sean. Thanks, Sean.
All right.
Who's got, okay, crystal clear. All right. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Who's got the free Giants tickets? Well, I don't know who's got free ones. You can enter. Oh, Riley Green just homered for the Tigers.
It's gonna be tough. The next, I'd say 7 series is gonna be real tough.
Well,
they're gonna need to hit and pitch.
Okay, they got the A's. Let's say they can take 2 or 3 from the A's. Can they take? You got 6 more games. Can you win 4? And can you go 4-2? And what's the Giants' record right now? Is 25-19. Can they go 4-2 and get to 29-21 before they leave on the road trip? That's kind of what they
sort of need to
do. And then that 9-game road trip, can you go 5-4 on that trip? I think you should be able to. Washington and Miami are not good teams. Detroit's tough. And then you come home, San Diego and Atlanta. Can you split? Well, you got 7 games. Can you go 4-3 there on that homestand? Right? I mean, that's what you kind of have to do. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
And then after that in June, they go to Colorado and LA.
Back to back. And Colorado, the pitching's always tough.
Colorado's horrible. They should go in there and sweep Colorado, but at worst, come out of there with 2 wins.
2-1,
They're horrible. So, well, guys, I don't know, man. What do you think? What do you think? Next 6 games, Giants facing the A's and the Royals. Do they come out of that?
Let's see the pitch. So we have Webb going Friday, so it's almost a must win with Webb pitching. So you have Webb against Sears, then you have Roop going Saturday night against Louis. And Louis he's been pitching great on the road. He just can't pitch at Sutter Health. And then you got Verlander against Springs. And then against KC, you got Ray against Bubbick. I don't know who that is. Then you got Hicks again pitching Tuesday, which it doesn't really excite me. Like I said, Hicks is like an anchor. It's
okay. I just reset my audio settings. Does that sound better, guys?
Oh, there you go.
I think I was going through my computer. Now I'm going through my mic. Does that coming through clear?
Yeah, that sounds better.
It should. My audio. How's the audio now? I think when I rebooted, it threw off my settings on my mic.
Maybe Buster ate part of the wire.
I should be coming through much clearer now because I'm speaking right into the mic. No, Curry's not playing tonight, Tommy.
He's not going to be playing the whole
series.
Sorry
about that. The mic was okay. Thanks, Epicura. Very good. Yeah, I think they're going to have to get. Thanks, Carlo. Okay, sorry about that. Doggone settings on these things get messed up if you sometimes reset the computer. No Curry tonight for the Warriors. I think if Fitz comes back, Casey Schmidt, maybe it helps out when they face a lefty with Schmidt. They need guys that hit the ball hard. Dallas says if Hicks starts on Tuesday, they need a very short rope, like warm up Bivens during the anthem. That's a vote of confidence. Maybe hey, is there room in the clubhouse where you can be warming up so they don't see you?
That is brutal.
Give Hicks a complex, like, oh, over the shoulder. There he is down there. I look over out there and he's throwing. Yeah. What do you think, guys? Next 6 games, A's and Royals. 6-0, 5-1, 4-2, 3-3, 2-4, 1-5, 0-6. What do you got?
I'm hoping 4-2, but I think
Lou?
it's more like 3-3.
You're muted.
3-3.
Lou, you're muted.
I'm here. 3-3. Can you hear me?
3-3. You still there?
Yeah.
You're muted.
Here. How am I muted?
I think your settings got screwed up now. We can't even hear you at all.
3-3. Chat, can you guys hear me?
Check your
I said
settings
3-3.
Check your mic setting.
3-3.
Epo Kukua says 3-3 or 2-4. Tommy Murphy 1-5. Dallas 4-2. You guys can hear Lou? I can't hear Lou. What the heck's going on?
I can hear him.
Can you guys hear Lou? My whole
Yeah.
system may have just shot.
3-3, 4-2, but 3-3.
He's not muted. Okay. I'm not hearing
Yeah.
you. What the heck is going on? Let me try something different.
And Dan, while you're doing that, the 49ers schedule did get released. So we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you now.
Wow, I got it. My mic all of a sudden started working. My jack. It's been going through my computer for the last 2 months because my mic was acting up. What the heck?
The chat thought maybe Buster ate part of your one of the wires or something.
I don't know. Geez. Just smacked my knee right.
Yeah, and then what I was going to say, Dan, is I know a lot of people in the chat are here. Thanks for being here, chat. The Niners did announce their schedule. So
yeah, let's pull it up. Let me see if I can.
2 straight road games to start. That's pretty brutal.
Again? They're always doing that. Okay, let's see if we can pull the schedule up. A game by. Come on, I don't want a video. I want. All right, here we go.
There it is in the private chat too.
All right, we're going to pull this up here, guys. San Francisco 49ers, a game-by-game look. San Francisco opens the season against Seattle, 1 o'clock, game time, week 1 on Fox. Week 2, they go to New Orleans. Derek Carr retired.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they should at minimum be 1-1. I don't know how good the Niners are going to be this year. It's all going to depend on these draft picks, right? If they're any good or not. Week 3, home to Arizona. Week 4, home to Jacksonville. That's a pretty easy 4 games if but it depends. Are the 49ers any good?
Yeah, and you got to stay healthy, and you still got the contract you got to take care of. So
yeah, at LA, week 5 on is that Thursday
short
night?
rest.
Yeah, Thursday night football. Why do they do that? That's ridiculous. Week 6 at Tampa Bay. Probably week 7 Atlanta. Week 8 at Houston. That's a loss. Week 9 at New York Giants. They could lose that. Don't know how the Giants are going to be. Week 10 against the Rams at home. Week 11 at Arizona. I think that's a loss. Week 12 against Carolina. Is that a Monday night?
Monday night
Week
game.
13 at Cleveland. Oh, they got a really late bye this year. Wow.
Yeah, week 14. Wow.
That might be good in the sense that they get some rest late in the season. But week 15, home to Tennessee. Week 16 at Indy. 17, home to the Bears. And the final home game of the season, last game against Seattle.
God, what just bad schedule. It can either be great or it could be nightmarish.
I mean, if they were a team like they were 2 years ago going to the Super Bowl and they had that schedule,
12-5, 14.
I would say that's a 13-4, 14-3 team. But this team, I would think this team should be able to go 10-7 with that schedule. That's a pretty easy schedule.
Yeah.
In fact, let's go through this again and look at something. I didn't look at it with weather in mind. All right. Let me go back to the beginning here. Come on. All right. Week 1 in Seattle, there's no weather issues there. Maybe some rain, but no cold. New Orleans, it's a dome. No weather at home against Arizona and Jacksonville week 4. Week 5, you got no weather in LA. Week 6 at Tampa, you might get that's kind of hurricane season down there in October, but you're not going to get, anything drastic. Maybe rain.
3 and 4.
Home to Atlanta. At Houston, aren't they in a dome?
Yeah.
Didn't Houston play? Yeah, okay. Week 9 at New York, November. You're ahead of the snow in November. It's getting cold, but not super cold. Not super cold. You're still probably 50 degrees, 45, 50 degrees. LA at home, no weather. At Arizona, week 11, they might even have the roof off because it's so nice here in Arizona in November. Week 12 in Carolina, that's no real snow issues there at that time. Maybe some cold flurries, but at Cleveland, there's a game that you might get some weather issues right there. November 30th, you might get some snow there. And then week 15, Tennessee at Indy, that's a dome. Yeah, they have one maybe weather game, and that's Cleveland. That's it.
No reason why they at least don't go 10-7, 11-6 with that schedule.
That's a patsy schedule, man.
Oh, they're playing a last place. They were a last place team, so they're playing a last place schedule.
I'm just looking how many Monday.
Oh God, and they're horrible. I mean, these are some of the worst Sunday night and Monday night games I've ever seen.
So they've got one Thursday night game, short rest. Then they play Sunday.
I know that was go back Sunday night game.
Which one?
Stop. Next.
Oh, right there.
Right there.
Sunday night at home against Atlanta. They're the Thursday night game, yeah. So they've got one Thursday game, Sunday. Monday night is on Monday Night Football with Carolina.
Oh my God, El Bordo.
Oh, wait a minute. I said Carolina, you might get weather. That's at home.
Yeah.
That's at home. So take that back. They've got Cleveland.
Probably just
Sunday.
Cleveland and Chicago.
Then they get a bye. Where do they play the New York Giants? At New York or?
Here. Oh, no, at New York, but it's early, like second or third week of the season.
It wouldn't be the second or third week because they were. Sorry, guys, this is spinning. I'm Tampa. Where do they play the Giants?
Early. Yeah,
there it is, week 9. Week 9, yeah. That's right. I remember saying that November 2nd. You're not going to get any snow. That is a pretty easy schedule. And
at least 10 should be at least 11-6.
Yeah, they could finish second and maybe even win the division. I'm sure the Rams got a really tough schedule.
Brutal.
Man. And you just happen to get the AFC. What teams were they playing in the AFC again? They were playing Houston,
Tennessee, who won 2 games? Houston, Tennessee. Houston's good. Tennessee, and then who else in that division? Yeah, it's. I mean, you want to know what you want to know the Rams schedule? I can just say it real quick. They open up with Houston at home, then they go to Tennessee, then they go to Philly, then they're home for Indy, home for the Niners, then they go to Baltimore, then they go to Jacksonville, then they're home for Houston, then they go to San Francisco, they go to Seattle, home for Tampa, at Carolina, at Arizona, home for Detroit, on the road at Seattle, on the road at Atlanta, and then Arizona. So they probably got three tougher games.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking.
Oh yeah, Indy.
I'm just looking at something here. Seattle, New Orleans, Arizona, Jacksonville, at LA, at Tampa, home to the Falcons Sunday Night Football, at Houston, at the Giants. The toughest games that the 49ers are going to have is the Rams, at Houston, probably at Seattle, and playing at Arizona.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Maybe Tampa. At Tampa might be a game that, but geez, should be. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 primetime games. They've got 2 Monday nights, 2 Sunday nights, and a Thursday night. So we'll see how that goes. They could end up getting flexed out of that last game of the year, Chicago, and that Sunday night, Chicago, second to last game at home against Chicago could get flexed, depending on how the team looks and the Bears. So George Curry says Rams are going 7-10. I'll bet you they don't. I bet you they go at least 9-8. The Rams. So they got the AFC South. Yeah, did I say North? I didn't mean North.
We know what you meant.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Baltimore, and who's Cleveland is AFC North, right? Who's AFC?
Yeah.
Who's it? Let's see. Yeah. No. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cincy, and Cleveland are AFC North. Yeah. Yeah. Lowe said Seahawks had best draft in the division. They're improved. Yeah. They had a good draft. It's going to be an interesting season. Here we go. Now the schedule's out. It starts to get a little more real as people talk about it. Look at that, man. The NFL puts the schedule out right in the middle of the NBA playoffs, and they take over the news.
Yep.
Fossey says he had Warriors and Giants winning today. Now I have them both losing. Yeah, man, it's been a little rough around the Bay Area sports, but how the Valkyrie doing, Lou?
Well, what's funny, Dan, is I'm still not really sure what to do Friday. Should I go see the Giants and A's and see fireworks, or should I go to the opener of the WNBA when our classic Vals play the Sparks? Same time, same area, an hour away. So I'm going to go see the Giants. That I've decided.
Very simple. There we go. All right. Are we anti-Golden State? They're called the Golden State Valkyries? Golden State?
I didn't know they were called Golden State.
That's what it says right there on their logo.
I know they're owned by the same people. Well, now they've ruined it. Now you know why the Warriors are having all these problems.
Yeah, why the Warriors are having all these problems, exactly. And why the Giants could have some too when they wear purple. Because the Valkyrie are purple.
Yeah, the Tuesday night. Yeah, that's a good call.
By the way,
Dan, another exciting news beside our great giveaway, the Giants now on the weekends, except for when the Mets, Dodgers come, 4 people, 4 hot dogs, 4 beers or sodas, 4 tickets in the bleachers for $44.
Really?
Yeah. It was
4
announced yesterday.
Hot dogs,
4 beers, and 4 tickets in the bleachers.
Well,
I think it's 40. No, not $44 total, 44 per person. So
you
get a beer ticket. Yeah, but here it is. The beers are supposed to be what, 19. The tickets are like 30, and the hot dogs probably cost 6. But yeah.
Oh, 44 per person?
Yeah. But you get, it's 4 by 4. You get 4 tickets together in the bleachers. You get 4 beers, 4 hot dogs.
You know what I would have wanted to do? I wanted to do, when I heard that deal, I would have walked up to the gate myself and said, give me 4 tickets, and I'd eat 4 hot dogs myself.
And then leave?
For $44, I could get a game, and I would get. Now, I don't drink beer, so I'm not a guy that drinks. So, but I could probably sell those beers I'd
And
get
then,
the
hey,
4 beers. I'd sell
Yeah.
them off to some other guy in the bleachers, and I
You
would have
make
had
money.
4. I would have had 4 free hot dogs, and what else you get? 4 hot dogs.
Hot dogs, 4 beers, and 4 tickets. And it can't be $44 total. I thought they said 44 per head. Maybe I
I
misread
don't
it.
know. I bet
They
it's
announced it.
44. Who's going to
For
pay
all?
44 a piece? That's not a
You think
great deal because you can get
44
tickets
for
out
all
there
of
for
them?
$5. I think it's
Yeah,
44 for all of them.
that's pretty
Let me
bad.
look it up.
11 ahead.
We're
The new
Yeah.
4x4 weekend game Giant special.
All right, let me look this up, guys. This could be fun. 4x4 SF
Oh, let me see it.
Giants
And I'll look at the Giants website, see if they have it up.
weekend special. Weekend 4-pack for every Saturday.
And Sunday, right?
Yeah, here it is, MLB.com. Let's read it. Weekend pack, 4-pack. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 Coca-Cola products. Oh, not beers.
Oh, I thought they said beers because they showed a guy and he had a frosty.
Oh, it says starting at 36 per ticket.
Yeah.
Per ticket. That's not a good deal.
Oh, and then, but
Is it-
here's the real exciting news that was announced last night, Dan. So I want to know, we all criticize the Giants marketing, right? About how
Yeah.
they do the bobbleheads when the Dodgers are in town. All right, here's the new one. Are you ready? And will you do this, Dan? And will the chat do this? Are you ready? Starting at $24.99 a month, you can watch
listening.
Giants.tv. You can watch all the Giant games with no commercials. What do you think of that deal? That came out yesterday.
Well, I get all the Giants games for free down here in Arizona.
Yeah, so do we in the Bay Area. So why would I pay $24.99 a month and blow money? $24.99 a month to see the Giant games when they're free on Comcast Bay Area. I mean, again, the advertising and the promotion people are complete morons that work for the Giants. $24.99, but here's the thing: no blackouts. What do you mean no blackouts? Of course.
Hey,
there's no
Giants tickets soon on Groupon. I used to in the 90s. I had an advertising business, Lou. It was called Coupons Galore.
Mhm.
And you know what my tagline was? Coupons galore, bringing savings to your door.
Oh, there you go.
And I went and sold these. And back in the day when there was no digital, I had to have my graphic artist paste each letter on the coupon. They had to build the coupon. Anyway, I did these direct mailers, and I would send them to all the homes in the zip codes and with local, pizza, buy one, this, pizza, dry cleaning, whatever. I just went door to door to every business, and I sold these. I had like 25 coupons on each one. I was competing with the ones in the envelope, like Valpak, because my coupons were special because you would actually get the thing in the mail and you would see the coupon like that. You would actually see it. You didn't have to open up an envelope, so you knew it was there. Anyway, I'm thinking maybe the Giants should advertise in Valpak or something
like that.
You're
gonna have to do something. They keep coming up, but I mean, Giants TV, that one blew me away when I saw that yesterday. $24.99 to pay and no blackouts when we get the games for free on cable TV.
Oh, maybe it's for people who don't have cable. Yeah, I guess it is. So maybe it's a good deal for those who don't have cable. Because you're paying for Comcast, and inside your Comcast deal, your money's built in for that channel.
My sports package cost me $9.99. I get all the sports. I get the horse racing. I get all the ESPNs for $9.99.
Yeah, but if you don't have any cable, let's say you just have you're just streaming like digital, like YouTube TV or something like that. I don't
even know. Will it work on your phone? Oh, hold on.
Hit your mic. Just hit your mic button. There you go. Let the siren pass. He'll be back soon. as the siren comes. You know, it could be that Melvin has sent the police after Lou for tearing apart.
I'm excited to go Friday night. I'm going to get right in that dugout and speak. And I'll take some photos so you guys can see how good the seats are for our great event that we're doing for Haley, of course, up in Carson City.
Yeah, speaking of that event, guys,
squares are filling up. People are calling us.
Squares are filling up, and I have got the little promo, if I can find it here. Where did we put it? Here it is, guys.
Giant Sports Talk Live and the NorCal Sports Network have teamed up to give back to the community. We ask for your support as we aid in Haley Busby's fight for life in her battle with liver cancer. To take part in this fundraiser, you can purchase an entry for just $20, and the winner receives 4 front row dugout seats at Oracle Park for your choice of an August 8th game versus the Washington Nationals or the August 29th game when the Giants host the Baltimore Orioles. The winner will also get an on-field experience on game day and attend batting practice. So secure your entry now, as eligibility is limited. Draw date to be determined. The Busby family, Giant Sports Talk Live, and the NorCal Sports Network thank you for your participation and contribution to this worthwhile event, covering the San Francisco Giants and giving back to those in need in 2025. Giant Sports Talk Live and the NorCal Sports Network.
All right, here's the squares, guys, right here.
Is this updated?
I don't know if it's been
by Sunday night. It's going to probably be over half full.
Yeah. So, guys, who's Lumpy? Lumpy, that's a name I hadn't seen before. He's got number 4 and 66 on there. Yeah, get your Fuji Simeon. I see him. He's got number 30 for Steph Curry, I imagine.
Nice.
Dallas has got number 80, and then we can guess who that is.
Thanks, guys. And
Jerry. I'm looking at some of the other numbers. 55 for Dallas. That's got to be for Lincecum.
The freak. Yeah. And like I said, I'm going to be there tomorrow night, so I'm going to talk to my Giants guys, see if the Giants can throw anything else in. You know, we'll see what we can do. You know, we'll try to make it a special. Keep trying to make it better every year. So,
yeah, exactly. Awesome.
Right. Well, Dan, an hour and a half, and we got an
we're
hour
out
until the Warrior game.
Yep.
So hopefully,
dinner time. Buster's been good. He needs to eat. Final comments, anybody? I have Comcast here in San Francisco. He says, and only recently do you have to extra for NBC Sports Bay. It's an add-on now. Check your bill, Lou. Maybe Lou was grandfathered in, maybe. I don't know.
I'll have to take a look.
I don't have Comcast.
And by the way, the whole weekend they're giving away these special Lee shirts, the Giants. But of course, that's extra. If you have a season
Buster,
ticket,
he showed up. He's ready to eat. You ready to eat, buddy? I'm okay. That's you good boy. Sue says,
I like it.
Here's a trade possibility: Hicks and VR and a minor leaguer for Paul Goldschmidt. 2 problems solved. I don't know if the Yankees
pretty well at the Yankees.
Yeah, I don't know if the Yankees would let go of that for. Yeah, look, Buster showed up. He's ready.
Where's my
ready to eat,
food?
buddy? You ready to eat? Come on, tell. Huh? Give me one more time. Go play with your chicken up there. Get your chicken. Bought him stuff for his toys for his birthday. He tore them all apart. There's shredding all over the house. I have to keep picking it up. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Perfect.
Eddie says it's the final 48 minutes of the season. Is it? Let's face it. Can the Dubs surprise? Can Steph Curry motivate the players one more time? Says, I got guys from ESPN said I'll never win a championship again at Golden State today. Came out. Can Mad Dog and Stephen A. Smith and somebody else all said he's never win another one. He's too old. They're counting him out this year. Can Steph get that to get the guys motivated to win one more game, and then Steph come back possibly for game 6 and 7?
All right.
And
Dylan wants predictions. Dan, you give a prediction. I'll give a prediction. Then we'll end the show.
Score predictions for tonight's game, y'all. All right. Go ahead, Lou.
105-93. The bad guys.
So they cover 11.5. You got them covering.
Oh, is it that big now? Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know the
11.5.
spread was that big.
Well, it was before the other night.
105-93 would be 12.
Yep, it would be. Let me see if it changed now that Curry's definitely out. Because they said it right after game 4. I'm going to look it up right now, and I will tell you, and then I will give you my score. NBA Warriors. It's dropped down to 10. Wonder why. What changed from 11.5? Maybe a lot of people betting on the Warriors thinking they won't lose by. I'm going to take. I'm hoping to be wrong here, so I'm going to take the. I'm going to go.
You're doing the Robert, the WWC. I got it.
I'm going to do Minnesota 111, Warriors 96.
All
right. 111-96.
Got it.
And I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's the opposite. That will be great to be wrong. So let's.
Hey, Kat, really appreciate it. I know it's the middle of the day. It's not the normal 8 o'clock. Everyone go home, enjoy the Warrior game, enjoy the good weather in the Bay Area. And then, Dan, are we off tomorrow since the Giants?
We will. I don't know. Probably
Maybe we'll do something special. If
we'll
not,
see.
We'll have it off until Friday.
We'll see. So, you guys want some Warrior coverage tonight? Go check out Larry Krueger show. I'll be on with Larry Krueger right after the Warriors game, the Krug show, Warriors post game. So check us out over there. Appreciate you guys so much. NorCal Sports Network. We're growing. We're trying to give you all the information out there on the Giants. And thanks for being here. Don't forget to get a square, guys. $20. We'll see you tomorrow or next time. Hold on. The music's going to start again. I got to turn it off. 1 second. There we go. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Go Warriors.